Welcome, Marie here in Zone 6, and I've been working in the garden. Over here to the left, those green velvet boxwoods, which I loved so, ah, they were blight resistant and beautiful, but unfortunately, they weren't box tree moth resistant. So when I spoke to the lady at the nursery, she said that this was a really bad year for that moth as far as damaging boxwoods. And so when I looked at the images, I said, yep, that's the issue I've been having with my green velvets. Tired of the struggle, I cut them down and I put these midget arborvitae in their place, which complement the one to the left and the bigger one to the right. They're the same hue. It might actually be the same arborvitae. They're a lot smaller than my other evergreens up here because they're new and young, so I just have to be patient and wait for them to fill in. Back in the west garden, or the back garden, I've had these large arborvitae that you see, these three. I've had them here probably about 8 years, and they've done beautifully. Arborvitaes do really well in containers if you get the right zone. So down here I have, and I'm zone 6, and so down here I have Golden Glow Arborvitae. I added this one here and that one down yonder, kind of to fill the void in between the larger arborvitaes. And if they get enough sun, they'll get a golden color, and if not, they're still beautiful. These arborvitae are hardy, I think, down to zone 2. So since I'm a zone 6, anything hardy down to about a zone 3 uh, or 2, I feel comfortable that it's going to be fine in a container over winter, since it's about 3 zones below me, actually 4, because I think they go down to zone 2 in their hardiness. So I added those, and back here I added this arborvitae near the welcome sign. It is Cheer Drops Arborvitae. I pruned it more into an oval shape, and I wanted a taller container and I didn't want to pay for it. So I took 2 containers, similar size, placed one on top of the other, and here it is. This, what is this, a spruce? I got it for about $2.75 plus tax. So I think that looks pretty cool on the table. There's my mirror. I painted those lines in the middle to give it more of a window pane look. And also I have these 2 arborvitae I got this year, once again to add more year-round beauty. And over yonder, that arborvitae by the mirror I just acquired recently. I didn't like the shape of the other one. It wasn't as green and dense as my other arborvitae, and I couldn't take it anymore. So, well, I'm happier now. If something consistently frustrates you, especially over the years, it's probably best to change it. Down below, I got this on clearance. It might have been about $2, $3. I got a lot of stuff 90% off clearance. And this is Chartreuse on the Loose Catmint. And I just love that color. I love chartreuse, and it should have, of course, those purple flowers. I think that adds a nice little pop there. And behind it is my hibiscus, which I cut down. I've been cutting down my hibiscus for years, and in my little microclimate, I'll call it, it still comes back. I know I've heard it said that you shouldn't cut it back in the fall, but I do, and it works for me. For me. Over here in this bed, I added this new Gin Arborvitae. First of all, because I just needed a spot for it, and second of all, I thought, really just weeds grow here anyway. And so I added that new Gin, it's not an Arborvitae, what is it? Boxwood. New Gin Boxwood, and I think it's just gorgeous. 90% off. I'm here on my deck by my back door, and some of you may have watched my garden tours before and may notice there is a change. I put these, of course, these boxwoods in earlier this year, but down yonder in the back, I added some more boxwoods, 90% off. Here's the container. They're new gen boxwood, the boxwood revolution. We'll see. On the way back, to get a closer glimpse of those boxwoods, I dug this rose out from my south garden. It's my mom's favorite rose. It's a uh, light yellow. I planted it from bare root. I don't really know for sure what it is, but it sure is beautiful. And so I planted it right here on this pole, and it usually shoots out really long canes. So I'm hoping to get more canes, and I can make this a very lovely site. Here we are, new gen boxwoods, 90% off, and beautiful. And back behind, I kind of framed, so to speak, the entryway. Well, I guess it's an entryway now, to my hidden garden, or the pathway leading to my hidden garden, with these Golden Globe Arbor Vitae. So that's what those two are back yonder. And they actually do okay in part shade. They may be not as dense as they would be in the sun, but they should do okay back here in part shade. And these boxwoods should take, I believe it's some sun, part shade, or shade, I believe. Don't quote me. I think evergreens can kind of ground a garden. I don't know if I'm saying that, putting it, the way I should, but I just feel they add a certain sense of order and calm, especially when you have a lot going on like I do. I have a lot of flowering shrubs and perennials, and I just feel like they add a certain sense of order or kind of calm that what I kind of think of as slightly on the border of chaos. Beautiful chaos, though. I planted a Proven Winners, I think it's an Invincible, but it's a sublime hydrangea right here to kind of soften that, what is that? That screen I built for the air conditioner to kind of soften all that wood. So I planted that there. This is my first time with sublimes. Bottom dormant. I'll show you the others. Heading back toward the hidden garden. Here we are. Here's another sublime. I planted hydrangea, smooth hydrangea arborescens. And down yonder, that's my Gatsby pink oak leaf and an Annabelle. Down yonder by my traditionally crooked welcome sign is another sublime I planted. So exciting. And there should be a sense of repetition with the two sublimes. And then I have an Annabelle over here to the left and an Annabelle to the right. And I have variegated hosta as well as summon substance hosta dotted back here. So repetition brings a sense of order. I cut these branches off of that arborvitae I didn't like, and so I bundled them and kind of bound them. And so what I'm thinking is I have this old door wreath, and so I'm thinking about attaching that door wreath, because I haven't used it in years, to those branches or stems that I bound, and kind of making a decoration out of it. So that's what I'm thinking. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing.